What's going on, everybody? We're back here with another video. Now, I want to make this video for the hashtag Walkaway movement that's going on. I have only seen a few hashtags. I've heard people talking about it. I watched a few videos, and I could pretty much guess what it is. So I'm going to watch a lot of it, people's personal stories and stuff, as we, as I finish this video, because I want to kind of just, say this is like my initial reaction. It's kind of like, there was all these people who didn't have a way to like signify that they felt uncomfortable being told how to be or how to act, or you're going to be this way. It's like the Twitter. I mean, since it's Twitter and you have electronics and you have the internet, instead of people showing up at your door, they just show up in your comment section for everyone to see, like in a public forum, and say, you better like this, you better be that, you better be this, because you're gay, you're black, you're white, you're Chinese, you better fit into your place. That's equality. We come and tell you where you effing belong, you disgusting worm. And like I said, we all know who these people are. And the walkaway movement, I guess, it's kind of like, I kind of attribute the hashtag actually like working now to, like when they coined the term fake news, you know what I mean? Because there was like the lying media, there was like Infowars, I guess, had a contest I remember watching, and they were trying to get the perfect name or hashtag for what to call all the major news networks that, or publications, columnists, articles or whatever that, that happen to be, just writing, straight up lies, or, lies mixed in with truths, or trying to essentially guilt trip you and just like, how you better believe this, otherwise we're going to basically get you killed. Like, we're going to get your family messed up. And it's like a bunch of people roll up into your town with a bunch of flags and their chests puffed out, like all pompous, like, we are the most virtuous. Anybody who doesn't say or do anything we tell them to do, you will die, you will be killed. And ooh, and they have like the Twitter mobs, and it's essentially like they couldn't muster enough people that would actually walk behind them without actually being tricked or know anything, because obviously everybody's either not informed, or they just trick them, or they're just straight up like they're just like literally straight up just what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, when people know you have, ill intent, and you're, you really want to do harm, even though you're lying, it's like, no, we're not here. We're here to, fight for everyone's freedoms. And if you don't listen to what I think, I'm going to hit you, because we're all wearing all black and we're in a huge mob. So they finally, it's on a walk here, they got a hashtag that worked. It's hashtag Walkaway. And that's what this video is about. And one of the other videos I watched was a guy just with the black background, just talking. And I'm assuming he was gay, but I mean, he ended up saying that in the videos. I mean, because he was like, hey, I mean, obviously he was making the video because he was really stressed out and angry. And I mean, I guess it had to be him. It had to be someone like him, because, somebody like anybody else, obviously they're not the person who's up on the banner for, I guess it would be all the diversity types of movements. He's not much diverse. It's just everybody thinks the same. They just look different. I mean, that's not really diverse. You know what I mean? It's just mean. You're just going to force people, like, it's almost like, basically if they had, the Soviet Union, they had Hitler, and they studied all those people, and they're like, what did they do wrong? Oh, when they were killing all those people, they didn't have colorful and funny colored hair. Not that that's, wrong or anything, but they use that as a cover so that you won't think that they're hurting you or making you do things that are hindering your success, or are, actually giving you brain damage, like mentally damaging you. There's a lady who poured bleach or Drano in her eye because she wanted to be oppressed. I mean, look what you're doing to these people. This is not, how you doing? It's not okay. You know what I mean? And it's really sad that it had to come to this, but I mean, I guess it did. So they have the hashtag Walkaway movement, and the guy was talking about how, there was all these different types of people who are supposedly, supposed to be, cheering for, certain individuals at the Democratic National Committee or any other political group. They just were tired of it. They're just tired of, you're supposed to be socialist because you're brown. You should love this. You should love that. You know what I mean? And it's like, but but their ideology is not socialism. How come they get to have all this stuff, but I have to have this? And it's like people don't, it's not fair for them. And they're starting to finally figure it out. Like maybe they weren't even political at all. Because like I was telling somebody the other day, I was on the Uber Guy live stream, and people were saying that, it was half the country. Because everybody likes to say, oh, it's half the country, 50-50. It's not. It's really not. There was like 56 million people voted for Hillary. 56 million or so people voted for Donald Trump because they had all the illegal votes and all that stuff. So I'm not going to get into the breakdown of what her actual vote count was, because we know. But, it was only 112 or 110 million of all the people that voted. And there's like 330 million people in this country. So only a third of the country voted. So people say, oh, it's 50-50. People are like, no, it might be 50-50 people you ask. You're not walking around to all the cities talking to all the people. They usually get people at political events that they show up to specifically voice their opinion or to at least see what's going on because they know of it. And so you still haven't gotten all the other people. Now, maybe they had an opinion and they just didn't vote, but I mean, that's a different story. So like I said, only a third of the people in the country voted in the election. So, like I said, this time is going to be a lot different. And especially when you're running around beating people up, telling them you better. It's like the mob, essentially. It's like the feeling-driven mob. It's like I was saying earlier, they found out with Hitler and all these other horrible dictators like, Mao, Stalin, random people in Asia or Africa. They're just warlords. It's like, what if we dressed them nice? And they were like really into music and hip stuff, so that like whenever you're like, hey, are you like, coming out with this genocide plan? Oh, Jenny from the block. Ooh. And people are like, oh, you're not killing me. Yeah, it's cool. They're just stupid. You know what I mean? And then it's like almost like Mars attacks where even if they, pull some propaganda stuff on you and you're like not falling for it, they're like, how dare you not fall for the propaganda? And at this point, you're just like, all right, man, you're just gonna have to start swinging on me, because like, what do you like? So I'm for equality. You have to do what I say. Like, okay, no. And that's what it is. Hashtag Walkaway movement. People are tired. Because like I said, what about people who were abused as kids and they grew up being different than everybody else, and they already feel abused and used, and like a lot of people really had messed up lives. And and it's kind of messed up that they'll say, oh, well, I'm super, diversity feeling and driven, and if you're not with me, you must be a bigot, you must be this or that, which is kind of funny, because that's the exact opposite of a bigot, is somebody who wants to think and do their own thing, and is willing to hear what other people have to say, but they're not willing to hear what other people have to say, so they're like, oh, you better do what I say, otherwise you're not considered this, you're a bigot. Like, no, you're the definition of a bigot. Like, that's unbelievable. So like I was saying, hashtag Walkaway movement, like, you're just rubbing people the wrong way, and then like they're intentionally seeking people, attacking them, and rubbing them the wrong way on purpose. And it's just really, it's kind of embarrassing to watch. Like I said, I was never like fooled by their propaganda. Even as a child, I already knew that the politicians didn't run anything. It was all military, or there was other people. Like, I mean, you always knew. Like I said, I didn't grow up watching politicians or lie. I grew up watching documentaries and scary stuff. So I mean, even to me, it would just be like, that doesn't make sense, for like, oh, we're gonna vote for this one guy. And as a child, I'd be like, there's still too much stuff going on for that one guy. He couldn't even talk fast enough to cover all of the things at the time. Even as a child, before like the internet was really popular, I already knew that. But like I said, so I never really had like I guess you could say like the red pill moment was, I guess my grandmother used to call me when I was a child and tell me, the government, they're listening to your phone calls, they're gonna get you. And I'd be like, what the hell? And she was right. And so I was like, oh, Grandma, I guess you are right, because she would always stop the phone call and be yelling at the people listening for like 2 or 3 minutes, like, y'all better get off my damn phone call. I'm trying to talk. I ain't trying to have you listening. And and then more stuff she would talk about, and then that's a different story. But I mean, even so, they've always, I guess, these people who are hip and cool and want to like force everyone to be like all politically one way or whatever. I guess they've never really liked me. I didn't really know who these people were growing up. I just knew that there were certain types of people I didn't like, and lo and behold, They're running around with, they've all gathered together and they're running around attacking people who don't, you know, who don't believe what they believe. How dare you not be a communist? Like, even if it was like anything, how dare you not be a fan of this team? Like, okay, well, if you're coming around trying to force me, now I'm gonna do the exact opposite because you're pissing me off. It's hot outside. So like I said, hashtag Walkaway movement. It had to come to this. It had already been to this, but they I guess you couldn't find a like a hashtag sign, thing that actually, stuck. Like kind of like how the fake news, when people heard that, they bust out laughing. Wow, fake news. You know what I mean? So the hashtag Walkaway is here, and people are doing it. They're tired of being told that they have to, essentially, to me, I'm going to be honest with you, it's like the basically watch all this TV, be all hip, don't learn anything that makes any sense, and give me your kids. That's pretty much what they're walking away from. People are not okay with that, and I guess you're just going to have to literally spark this bitch off to get what you want, because like that's what it's coming to. You're seeing people all around America and all these these political groups and these agitprop types. I mean, like I said, I have nothing against them personally as a human being or blah blah blah, but like I said, if you come and try to, I don't know them personally, so I can't personally have anything against them. I just have something against them fundamentally, because what they're doing is anti-me and is racist, and they're trying to exterminate black people among all the other people in the world. So yeah, I have a problem with that, and I don't care. Like, what would you? Because like I said, if they even in their mind, in their sick, crazy, weird, underdeveloped, still the same size brain mind, it wouldn't even be fun if people didn't resist. So I mean, I would do that anyway, but I guess they just want to go around and be like, I want to rule the world, and just like touching on themselves. I mean, whatever, man, it's weird. But that's what they're gonna do. People are walking away, and I'm assuming like one more things happen. More elections don't go their way, more things happen. Like they're gonna have to, kick off some really ignorant stuff. And as you just saw in Portland, they still outnumbered, the prayer vigil individuals, which is really awesome at United America First. They outnumbered them like 5-1, and they still got beat down. And it was like they were throwing bombs and came with sticks, and people just weren't having it, man. And they're getting angry. Like, why aren't people having our takeover plan? Because no. Go to Europe and go do that stuff over there. Or go somewhere. Yeah, because you won't. We know that. So like I said, hashtag Walkaway. Still working on some other videos because my computer is being a little bit weird and not letting me do the video the way I want, because it's an old phone of the other one. So like I said, I have to do it another way. But like I said, I got more coming. Hashtag Walkaway. Be willing to tell because like I said, a lot of people are saying that their families are being, oh, my family left me and all this stuff. So, I mean, it happens, man. You used to be like, sucks for y'all, because y'all are, like I said, they're going to have to eventually admit that they were wrong. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll literally just be in a giant flood and they'll just be like, no, and they won't even want to be saved. They'll just sink and die. Like, if they want to sink and die, like, you cannot save them. If they literally want to, sit in the corner with their tea and, like, sip, like, oh, we're liberal, ha, 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 like, there's people who consider themselves liberals, but they don't lie to themselves. They're not insane. They don't want to die. They want to blow up their whole country. And that's fine. Like, I have friends who are considered themselves liberals or, whatever. But, like I said, like, they were on it for a while, and now it's just getting too crazy for them. Like, oh, you were right. Well, no shit. And there they go. Like I said, man, if you want to stay on that, because, like I said, anybody who stays on that train, whew, it's warm. Yeah, the crazy train. The collectivist, I hate my life and I want everyone to hate theirs too, and I don't want to actually better myself or anything because I'm lazy, and I want to do even more effort worth of not getting it done and just causing problems, which is, you could spend that amount of effort to fix your life. Do you want to do that? Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, those are the type of people, that group, like what, like, that's not sustainable. You can't gather everyone and they're like, we want this problem solved. All right, wait in this corner for 4 years, and then when I come back, you can vote for me again, and I'll, speak some stuff. Like, most people don't even remember what they ate for breakfast this morning, let alone what they asked a politician or what they were promised, and like what the politicians, like, you know what I mean? It's a huge web of just a pyramid scheme, and people don't even know what they're tired of. They're just tired of it. So they're walking away, and like I said, these collectivists, these Democrats, you know, these whoever, these fake Republicans that are paid by Democrats to go around and, you know, cause problems and do whatever, like, they're going to have to do something literally next level insanity in order to get to just stop. Like, they can't have any of this whole America doing anything, thinking, being happy, not, you know, trying to get people out of jail. Like, they cannot have it. They can't have it. They will literally explode and die. They would rather explode and die and just literally just heads explode and just everyone melts before I get melted by a fucking laser beam. Get out of the way here. They would rather have that than be, you know, found out to be all the stuff that they're doing. So, like I said, hashtag walk away.